You know what? I think I've actually found my passion. I'm not gonna lie, I think I might have actually got it. And if actually got it at 18, I'm pretty gassed, I won't lie. It's taken a lot of trial and error, and I'm gonna just tell you guys what I think can help you. Now, when this started, it really starts when you finally have like some time to yourself. Like, you're not thinking about your exams, you're not thinking about your studies. You just have time when you're at home by yourself, right? And you have complete will over what you want to do. Maybe you're on YouTube and you see these videos about people making money, or you see these guys in the gym or whatever, and you're like, I need to start doing that. That's like the surface level. That's like right at the bottom. This is where that stuff is, right? The thing is, when it comes to finding what you really want to do, you need the basics in place. You need the basics of like a good diet. You need to have decent mental health. Okay, so you need to quit your bad addictions. You know what the bad addictions, like the really bad addictions, right? Like drugs, alcohol, watching stuff you shouldn't watch, doing stuff you shouldn't do. You know what I'm talking about, right? You need to really get a grip on those first. That should be the primary focus initially. And then once you've got that, once you've kind of got that stuff under control, then you start to really have the time and the brain capacity to think of what's next. What is next? That's the question you can ask yourself. Now, for me, it started off as I want to make money and I want to look good. That's all it started as. And now, it's kind of deviated away from that. The question that you have to ask yourself is, what kind of person do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to be known for? Because I was getting into trading. I was getting into learning how to trade crypto, okay? And I was getting decent at it. But I said to myself, do I want to be known as the guy who just makes a lot of money doing crypto and, has some nice assets and has a decent body, and that's it? That's all well and good. And that's already better than 99% of guys, right? But I realised that I want more. I want more impact. I want more impact in the world than just a guy who made money and looks good and put it on Instagram. And maybe made a YouTube channel about day trading. Because that's what I was doing initially. That's what my channel was. If you go on my main channel, right, I had a series that I started, 18-year-old learns how to day trade. I'm like, I mean that is cool, but I don't want to be known as a trader. I don't want to be known as a guy who just makes money, right? I've realised that I want to have a better legacy than that. I want to have a better impact than that. And that's what you have to kind of ask yourself. What is that going to be for you? Because for me personally, I don't want to just be the brown guy who makes a lot of money and has a fit wife and has a couple kids and who's a success. Like, that sounds pretty shit to me. That sounds average, Like, if I got there, I'm pretty sure my entire family and, family, friends, and my friends in general would see me as successful, but I don't see that as successful. Because that's not what I want. I won't be content doing that. I know that. Because it's all surface level. You have to look deeper, right? I said to myself, I want to really stand out. I want, when people say my name, right, I want them to think, oh yeah, that guy who did something a bit different to everyone else, right? Who really tried to leave a mark. That's what I really thought of. And I think for me, the only way I'm really going to get that is through content creation. I'm not going to get that through having a job. I do not feel like I'm going to get that at all. I really don't. Even if I become like the CEO of something, right? I'm just not going to have the reach that I do with content. I want that reach, okay? And creating content is something that, you know what? It's unrivaled in certain aspects. In terms of reaching an audience, there's nothing that comes close. Nothing that comes close. And it goes past the monetary gains. Yes, I can make a lot of money doing this, but that's not even that's definitely a reason why I do it, but it's not the main reason, okay? What I've discovered is that you have to think of the message you want to give. What message do you want to give to the world? What is that going to be for you? For me, I think it's going to be around taking risks, about putting yourself out there. Because that's what I'm doing on the main channel. That's what I'm doing on the main channel. And I really enjoy it. I do cringe at it a lot of the time. I do cringe at what I do sometimes, like with these things in public, bro. Like I do. I'm just like, ugh. When I go over the footage, I'm like, okay, why have I done that? But you know what? I know it's reaching people. In the comments, I get these comments of. I got this comment the other day on my community post. Right, the community post was about basically how this guy was watching my videos and he actually took some action and started speaking to more people, right? And that's someone who I've actually helped change their life. If I became a trader, let's say I become a hedge fund manager, right? I make my clients a ton of money. Money is not everything, bro. Money isn't, okay? Things like this, right? Social skills, pushing yourself, taking risks, they don't require money. It doesn't require money. You don't need money to get out of your comfort zone. You need zero, okay? You need zero to get out of your comfort zone. You can start making improvements today. That's the kind of message that I want to give, you know? For example, you watch Mr. Beast, right? He does amazing things, but you say to yourself, I could never do that. Like, you couldn't make a version of Squid Game. You just don't have the budget for that, right? You wouldn't do that, okay? I want to kind of be someone who you can watch that and you can relate to it and you can be like, I could do that. I would want to do that. I could do that too. That's kind of the message that I want to give in an entertaining and educational, like it's primarily entertaining, but at the end you kind of realize that there's some educational value. There's like a lesson you can take away from this, from whatever you've watched. That's kind of what I've realized that I want to get out of it. That's the message I want to give. And unlike, you know, just making a ton of money in a business, okay? I will be there forever. My content will be there on the internet, as long as the internet doesn't get deleted, right? My content, my legacy will be there forever. Now, you may be asking yourself, why do I care? Why do I care about my legacy, all this stuff? You know, because you're going to be dead anyway, right? So, like, just enjoy yourself, right? Just do instant gratification. That, you know what, that's a valid argument. If that's how you want to live your life, great. You could be saying, but so you're doing all of this just for validation. You're doing all of this just so people think you're this or you're that. And you know what? Yeah, there's some part of that. I want people to respect my name, to respect what I do, and appreciate what I do. Of course I want that. As a human, I intrinsically want that. Of course I want that validation. But it's also for my it's also for my own mind. It's also for my own sanity to know that I actually did something a bit different, right? Because everyone is the same these days. Everyone is so many people are just so similar. There's no difference between them, right? I wanna stand out for my own ego, so I can go to sleep and be like, yeah, I'm actually doing something. Like, it gives me a slight feeling of superiority. I don't know if that's the right way to really go about it. You see, I'm still figuring it out. Because when you do find your thing that you want to do, you can definitely get a bit of an ego about it. So I'm still trying to figure out the way of like being humble with it, helping people, and it's a hard balance. This is a channel where I document it. I haven't got it figured out. There's a reason that I do this. It's like I'm talking to myself almost, right? That I'm just documenting. Like, if I wasn't on this video right now, I would just be journaling, okay? This is what this is. You guys see the progression over time. That's what I want this channel to be, you know? Right now, the day that I'm recording this channel, I've got 1.12k on this channel, on the second channel, and on the main channel, I've got 3.11k, right? Let's see what we're at in a year. Let's see what I'm at in 5 years. If I'm not at a mil, bro, I swear to God, I've done something wrong. Because, you know what, I'm gonna make a different video about this, but I've been watching like the Colin and Samir podcast, and that's a podcast from these two guys, and it's a podcast by creators for creators. So for people who want to do content, I've been looking at the Mr. Beast podcast, the Airac podcast. Like, bro, I listen to that and I'm like, yeah, that's the route I want to do. I hear their lights. I hear the grind. I hear the absolute grind that it takes. And I'm like, I want that grind. I want that character arc. I want that story. I really do. And I want to tell that story. And I want to tell stories while I'm making my own story. Because that's what YouTube is. YouTube is all just about telling stories. That's what it is. This has been a bit of an unstructured rant, okay? But I hope you found some value from it, because you need to just try different things out. It started with trading for me. I realized that, you know, I don't want to be a guy who just makes money and that's my legacy. I realized that I want more than that. I want more impact. You got to think with the impact. What impact do you want, bro? What impact do you want? Aim big. Aim as high as you want. If people think you're delusional, fine. Let them think you're delusional, bro. Because if you don't aim high, you're ridding yourself of the one life you have. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting very deep right now, right? But you're basically ridding yourself of the potential that you could have. Like, bro, why don't you aim for the highest, most absurd thing? Even if you don't get it, you'll get damn close. Do you want to live a normal life? That's shit. That's just shit. I don't want that. Why would I want that? It's boring. Is that what you want to be known for? And yes, it comes back to the argument of, are you doing it for other people's validation? Okay, I guess there's like some part in that you can't avoid. But this is kind of going in a loop now, so I want to wrap it up. But if you want to see more videos on the channel, check it out. This is just me documenting. I hope you guys got some value from it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.